washer.
Mm-hmm. Now to hold it, I'm actually gonna just install it on here and then tighten it up once it's already on there. And to do that, I'm gonna loosen it up there because I've got to have it loose so I can spin the hose.
Mm-hmm.
This, and then I can.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's a 21 at the top, a 19 down here. Oh my God.
Yeah. See, now I can turn the hose and then pass this through here, pass the other gasket over that, and then it goes in like this. The pin has to align.
It's right in the hole.
Like that. Now in the rear, the pin does not fit in the hole. The pins go on either side of the cylinder to put it where it belongs. So that's going to make you scratch your head if you don't pay attention in the rear. Once I got that, then I want to tighten up this hose here, which to do it like this, you've got to have the top loose because otherwise it's going to kink the hose. And then once that's done that way, make sure there's no kinks in anything, and you can cinch down to 21 again. Now I've coated all of this with penetrating oil, and actually on the rear I had to use some thread files that are made to have the right thread per inch count to chase the threads on that, because these hoses from Bannisters, the threads were a little bit different than the threads were on the root of the thread was deeper. It wasn't that it was wrong, it's that basically the tubing was threaded more shallow than what it should be. So I just used those thread chases and did it. You could use a file for it. And with that, now we're ready to put our shoes on. The brake shoes will go on next, and then we put the hub back, or the brake drum back on.
Okay, when we disassembled these, used a little paint and wrote front. This is top front. And then you can see the bottom, we wrote front arrow pointing forward so you know which way when it goes back in here. My light died, unfortunately, so let's do this. Another light. All right, so you see right there, that is where the top of that pin is going to sit, right there. And it'll sit right in the even, and you just kind of have to, if you get a flathead and pull this back, that'll allow you to slip the brake down in there, the brake disc. And I'm by myself, so I got to do it, turn the camera off to be able to do it, but you'll see it here in a sec. Okay, so I took basically a flathead and pulled the assembly just out a little bit, which was able to get this down in there. And you might want to mark down in the center where that pin is. If you you can't see the little trough that it goes in, but you can tell it's all flush now and ready to go. So we got that one on, now I'll put the bottom one on. Okay, sorry for the shaky cam, but as you can see, when I take a flathead and I move that back out, then you're able to stick the pad into the slots. And like I said, you've got the trough down there right in the middle. So when you pull it out, that'll allow you to slip the pad in. So I put the pin right through there, the springs on either side, and then using the flathead, you'll slide it right back up in there, and then you just kind of take a rubber mallet and you bang it a little bit and it'll fit up into place.
All right, so before you put the brake drum back on, you have to adjust the brakes and back them off. So as you can see here, the brakes before had been adjusted for the old shoes. Now the new shoes are a lot thicker. So we have to back this off all the way down until it won't go any further, which looks to be about right there. Yep, that's pretty much where it needs to be. So that brings the shoes closer in to give us more clearance between the shoe and the drum, so we can put the drum on.
And you got to line the drum up with the two holes. Two holes right here and right here. Right there and right there. And then we've got the two screws.
That are right here. Right here?
Right here.
These are what retain the drum in place.
Check. All right, time to do that. Okay, before he put this on, I used the wrong phone, but the adjuster on the back here.
You can just airdrop it from that phone to this one.
Oh, I probably could, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can airdrop it.
Right below you?
Yeah, I have more regular hammer. I mean, this will actually work. I don't.
So use this.
So these are thread files. So this is how many threads per inch. And basically, if you can't get a tap or a die onto a fastener, if you don't have the right size, you just run this over it if it's got the right thread pitch, and it will cut new threads or it will fix the old threads. So those are very handy to have for all sorts of things.
So we went from chasing this ferret with the fox yesterday to doing the brake change today. You got the rears are done and the fronts are done.
Yep, new hoses, new wheel cylinder, rebuilds, all the way around.
So I think your ferret is going to be stopping on a dime.
Well, considering it only had one wheel brakes before, there was only fluid going to one wheel, and it actually stopped okay.
Yeah. Well, I got to do this to mine, so it was great doing this. I appreciate you, Jake, teaching me how to do this, buddy.
No
Hoorah.
problem. Thanks for the help.
You bet.